The secret of your progress is determined by your consistency towards your goal. Hello everyone, good evening. I am Madhuri Kurade from SPI Computer, and today we are gathered here for a very important session, and today I have a pleasure of being host for this session. This session mainly focuses on mechanical engineering graduates and the recent trends, opportunities and challenges in manufacturing industry. I am pleasure to welcome you all on the behalf of Student Alumni Relationship Cell VIIT to this session, which is organized in association with Huawei. And for that, Mr. Vishal Ugai sir is here to guide us in that session. Welcome again, sir, in Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology. Vishal Ugai sir is an alumnus from Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology, Pune, having a BTech degree in Mechanical Engineering of 2015 batch. He is currently working as a program manufacturing leader in Forcia India Private Limited, Pune. I'm excited to invite him to take the session ahead and give his valuable association to us. Meanwhile, if any attendees have any questions during the session, please put it in the chat box. We will have question and answer session at the end of webinar. Now, I'm going to hand over further things to Vishal sir. Stage is all yours now. So you might be off.
Okay, yes. Is it okay now? Okay, so I said thank you for your kind words, and we will start with our students session. So it is mostly regarding the recent trends and opportunities, challenges in manufacturing industries. So one first thing before the start of session, I want to if you have any questions, any doubts, please feel free to ask, or you can also use the chat box to ask your questions. No matter whether you ask in English, Hindi, Marathi, everything is okay. But it's really important. If you have some questions, you should directly ask. Okay. So that's the one thing. And yeah, so about me, I will not speak much about myself, but my name is Vishal Ugle. Currently I'm working as a program manufacturing leader with the Horesia India Private Limited. Previous to that, I was with the Tenec Automotive, and previous to that, I was with the Konecranes India. So basically, I was in VIIT for year 2011 to 2015. So I'm a BE mechanical. So I think that time it was not autonomous. We are affiliated with the Pune University, and I got to know now it is affiliated with autonomous. So it's now changed to BTech, I guess. And yeah, so my first company, I also got recruited through the campus. So I'm quite fortunate and quite a proud alumni of the Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology. Okay, so with this note, I will just tell you about the agenda for the today. So basically we'll go with some general introduction. So here we will talk about the college lives, what should be the things you will be doing in the college. So mostly the 4 years when you spend the first year to serve for there in the college. So we'll speak on that because there are many aspects which we forgot, even if I look back at my college life and things, I also see that, okay, I missed something. I did not work on that, and now it's too late, but okay, I'm recovering that, but it's like a too late. So some points I want to speak about that. Second, we'll mostly talk about then the manufacturing industry. So currently, as you all are in a mechanical engineering field, so you must know how the industry works. Interesting here is that when I was in engineering, the perception what we have about the manufacturing industry is a bit different than the reality. Okay, the industry works in very different way than what we initially thought. So it's not like a complete different way, but what we know is 20% and industry works with the 100% concept. So it's like that. So it's very important for you to understand how the industry works, because then you can select that which field is going to be the interesting for you. And then we will talk about some challenges for the freshers. And yeah, freshers means how you should be ready, what should you do in this 4 years, how should be your career path on this. And then we'll talk about the transformation, trends and opportunities, what we have currently in the industry, how the industry is going to develop or going to upgrade in next decade, what is happening now, what will happen in the next. And at the last, we'll speak on some like we'll closing, and then we'll take the questions and answer if you have. So yeah, it's clear to all. Any questions here?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, it's clear. And just one thing, like this is not like I'm not here to give you the lecture, to give you some motivations or something, but I want to have a free talk with you. So even if you have a very silly questions, because no question is a silly question, but if you think you want to ask something, it is not that mature or immature, it's not like that. Always feel free to ask, because this is what I learned in my last 10 years with industry and in the college, that if you try to become a shy, if we try to become a silent, and if we think, okay, let it be, it's not that important to ask, somehow it affects you in the long time. Just on the personal note, but just always feel free in any language, anything. I will also take these points, how this is important, and how it is affecting in the career. Okay, so coming to the next thing, so we'll here mostly speak about the college life. Okay, so mostly all the participants. So are you from which year? And like maybe you could just speak out. Just
Oh, yes, YTY and some of last year.
okay, so third year and last year, and anyone from the first year, second year mostly?
Also from second year.
Okay, and okay, so first year batch is now goes, okay, it's gone to second year, and new batch is yet to come, right? Yeah. So basically, when we talk about the college life, so college life, it means we speak about the 4 years that we are going to spend. It's a really important phase in the engineering. So we do many activities in this 4 years. So like start just you if you speak on the personal note. So suppose the people mostly who comes from the village area, who comes from the rural area, they comes to Pune for the first time. So their first year itself goes in getting adopted to the environment, getting adopted to the social life in Pune, right? So if you come from the other places, you got to see like, okay, this is a fast moving city, the social life is different, things are different. And then somehow after you get managed, you got with the friends, and then you start your uh, slowly the academics and all these steps. So the college life is something, I would say, it's a social culture that every one of you should think of, that you should have very good social relations with your colleagues, with your teachers, with all the cross functions. So even with other departments, that's what I missed. So when I was in mechanical, we were least contacted with the other departments. And that's, I always feel that, okay, we had to communicate with other department, what is happening in the computer engineering, what is happening in the information technology. So this is the only place in the college life is the only place here you will find all the different I will say the cross functional departments all together. And then it will be the last time. So once you pass out the engineering, you come to the private sectors, then you will not find such a huge I will say the diversified things here. So be very good with this in college life, try to utilize many things, learns many things. Okay, then just to talk about the vision and the mission. So basically, if I ask any one of you, what is your vision and mission right now, can somebody answer?
Oh, actually, this is a webinar, so attendees cannot unmute themselves, so they chat.
Uh-huh.
They speaking only chat box.
Okay, sorry, okay, I thought they are available, but okay. So no worries, so you could hear. Yeah, so basically when we talked about, 1 minute, why is it not going back? Yeah, so when we talked about the vision and mission, so if you see the any company, you go to any manufacturing industry, IT industry, you go to service industry, you go any industry, every industry has their own vision and mission. So vision is nothing but their final target that they want to achieve. So like some company wants to be 100% electric in next 5 years. This is their vision. And then what is their mission? Mission is their part to the vision. So they define the path. Okay, we'll go like this. We will open the development center. We will open the R&D center. We will open the new plants. So I want every candidate to have such kind of vision and mission itself here in your college life. It is necessary, because when you start from first year, okay, you just must study, give exam, go to second year, you follow the same third year, and when you comes to the fourth year, and then you thought, okay, I want to get a job somewhere, I want to these things, and then that time you never think of what was your vision and mission. So like, just example, suppose for the day one, some company from IT, some IT companies come and they said, okay, even the mechanical engineer can participate and can give the interview, and if selected, they go, and then people go give interview, they got selected, okay, they just select the careers. So it's what I want to convey is that don't make it that simple. You have your vision and mission, because I have seen the people once they joins the company and then said, oh no, I just wanted to do the MS and I wanted to do the MBA. This is not the field I company you want to work or something. So vision and mission, it means set your goals, and on what criteria it needs to be set, that will also speak especially with respect to the manufacturing industry. So have your goals very, very clear, that you want to be in the automotive segment, you want to be in the design segment, you want to be in the operations, or you want to be in another field. So make it that clear. And then we talk about the academics. Academics is always important. So academics, like, yeah, you gave the exams, you got good marks, some got bad marks, something, but academics is always important. So that's the reason at the end of the 4 year, what comes to your name is like BTech mechanical engineering. So when you say I'm a mechanical engineer, you need to have something that is related to that, the knowledge. And it is very clear that you learn almost 30-40 subjects in like 4 years. It is not possible to have the knowledge of every subject written or have it in your mind. But what important is that you should have that technical ability to recall this. Okay, it means if I just go back, and if someone asks me, Vishal, do you know about the theory of machines? Do you know about the metallurgy? Do you know about the quantitative decision making techniques, production technology, refrigeration? I don't know anything. That is clear right now, because it's 6-7 years when I studied that, I learned that. And since the last 5 years, I'm not working in that field. But what important is that if someone comes to me and okay, Vishal, do you know the Carnot cycle? Then somehow I could go and I could try to, okay, I recognize this. And then when I open the books, within just like 1 day, 2 day, okay, I was able to recall it. So that's how when we called about the academics. Academics is not just to have everything downloaded in your brain, but to have the logic in your brain, so that whenever someone recalls it, you could do that. And then very, very important extracurricular topics. So extracurriculars are always important. I think that time we were used to have the topics like Gandharva, and also this perception and these events. So though we do not participate that much, but I still believe that it is really, really important. And in my company also, in today's date also, we have many extracurricular activities. And that time I think, okay, this is the mistake I made when I was in the college. But right now I'm recovering it. I'm trying to participate in every extracurricular activities which is getting organized in my company. So this gives us a social culture. That's what I said. It's a part of a college life. Okay, so college life is nothing but these four. So this college life is made up of vision, academics, extracurricular, and achievements. So you get to know the social relations, you got to know the new peoples, new departments. So always be very careful and keen with this. And then the achievements. So this is the question everyone will ask you at end of your engineering, or when you go to interview, what are your achievements? And achievement should be very, very specific, very, very specific, very, very unique that you have. So it's not like always a certificate. I will not say the achievement is not a certificate. Achievement is something that you are expert with. So if someone asked me what is your achievement, I could say that, okay, the theory of machine is is my best subject and it is my achievement. I know everything of that. You could say that, okay, refrigeration is my best subject, I know that. And then they ask you the 10 questions on that subject, then you knows it. So achievement is not like a certificate, but achievement is like the getting a best in something. Okay, certificate is there. Okay, certificate always helps. It's okay. But at the same time, on achievement front, you need to have a very good and particular knowledge of something that, okay, this is my core area of working. My core area is automobile. So if you ask something, anything, any mechanics of automobile, I could answer that. Okay, so this is just a general introduction about your college life. So you must be very keen with all this. And then we'll speak about the after engineering. So this is more or like a decision making sector segments. Okay, so like when we were in the engineering, so when we just finished our engineering and something, so there are many fields which are open, and I saw people going in every field. So you could see here different fields. You could see the UPSC, MTech, MBA. Some go to abroad for educations. Some go to government jobs. Some go to banking jobs. So banking is getting more popular these days. People like to work in the banking. Then yeah, some go to MTech and they go to the teaching field. Some start their own business, start with entrepreneurship, and then some comes to like the non-core field. Job in non-core field, it means IT company, Accenture, Wipro, Infosys, like that. And some works in the core mechanical industry. So what I will say is all these are good. Every field, everything is best at its. So every field has their own merits. So every field is best. So you could go to any field, no doubt. It's best if you know this. If you UPSC, MPSC, these are the prides and everything is here. So, but what important is that why, like when your college team approached me for this session, like I said, I don't have anything like which is very unique, or like I say, something very motivational to speak with the student. But later on, I think what really important is that, if you have the 100% of the people, out of which in today's date more than 70 or 80% of people are coming in these fields. You see, the private sector is the sector which changed the India. It's not in India, but it is the sector which changed the world completely. So you go to this field, you will hardly find 0.1% job. You go to MTech, MBA, you again come back to work in here. Okay, you go to abroad education, you again come back to here. If you go to government jobs, it's okay, but you might be knowing how many government companies are surviving on today's. It's almost, they are on the very few. There is a reason why government companies are not surviving and why private sector is going all time high. There is a reason, because these companies always believe on accountability. They are always believe on the performance. So if like you are now 100 and 120 students learning in the mechanical department, so it's very sure that maybe 70 to 80% of the people are going to work in these non-core fields and also in the core fields. So core field is our field where we say the automotive industry, the company like Volkswagen, Mercedes, Tata, Mahindra in the automotive, then in Thermax, and so all these big companies, what you know. So these are the fields we are going to work. So that's why we are speaking mostly here on the manufacturing industries today, because 80% or more than that, I'm very sure there's going to work on this, because here there is very limited scope, very limited. Entrepreneurship is really good, but it also has its merits and demerits. Okay, if you, the chances of getting success is also here 10 and 20%. It's reality. I'm not saying it's not good. It's super field. It's a very excellent field, but entrepreneurship also comes with the risk. So you have some business idea, sometimes it works, sometimes it's directly collapse. So it's like both way risk. But yeah, so basically then we'll talk about the job in core and manufacturing fields. So till here, any questions you have in the chat or something you could write? Okay, yeah, it would be great if you could write some questions. I was not aware that you will not be able to speak, so but you could write your questions. Maybe at the end of the session, we will take it. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
1 minute, I need to go one slide flag. Okay. So basically now we will speak about how the manufacturing industry works. Okay. So here I wanted to have a one-to-one communication, but let's, so, when I was in engineering and if someone asked me, okay, what you want to go. So general things comes in the mind is, okay, I will go with the design because I know CATIA, I know AutoCAD. Or someone say, okay, I will go with the FEA or these things. Some of them will say, okay, I will go to some plant and here and there. But what we know at the college and how the industry is completely different. It's not completely different, but it is vast. It is the same, but it is vast. So I will just give you the overview of how the company is. So generally, every company has one management. We call it as MDCO. This is the management which leads the company. But we will now then speak about the departments. So we have like first department is strategy, marketing, and product line. What is the role of this department? And as an engineer, when you will done with your BTech, and if you go for the job in any multinational company or any company, one Indian company, you will find a more or less like this structure. So you are always can join any of this department. So when you go to interview, when you join as a GET especially, so generally after GET you have like one period of training, and after that you could go to any department of this. Okay, it's not like you are just limited with your designs and some manufacturing. No. So just to give you the overview of the industry, the first department is strategy, marketing. So this department is nothing but it is defining that which way the company should go. Just take example like the automotive industry. So they made a strategy, and every company made a strategy. Okay, we'll go with the electric vehicles. Okay, we'll go with the electric vehicle. This is their strategy. For what they do, they check with their customers what is happening in the market. They do the survey. They check for the new products. What are the new products that can be added in our product portfolio, where our company can grow. So these are a very key department for any manufacturing industry, which generally defines the future of company. So they are always in the market. So it's not like just take example of Kodak and this company Kodak, or maybe you take example of another. So Kodak was one time one of the best company in the camera market, but they never change their product line. They always stick with their old film type of cameras, and then comes Nikon and Canon, and they just take them away. The same example you could take with the this uh, our Nokia's and all these companies, even many automobile company also. You take the example of Chevrolet, the General Motors, one of the premium company in America. So General Motors, under the brand of General Motors, Chevrolet is a big brand, but they failed in India. They completely failed. Okay, because they never launch a new products, and they never in this. So this department generally describes about the future of and strategy of the company. Then finance, this is not our field particularly, but this finance field is this just they are controlling the money in the company. So they do the payments on this. So mostly this is for the finance, not for the manufacturing. But this department is really important. They are checking that what is happening, how much money we have left, how much money we need. So they are tracking this. So this is not our department. And then comes to the human resource. So human resource are the people who recruit us. They are the talent acquisition. They also work on our work life in the company. Then they also do the other roles like admin roles and the appraisals, that people got promoted from one role to another. So you start as an engineer, you go move to senior engineer, assistant manager, manager, director, then maybe MD, then CEO. So these are the hierarchy, but they just track it. So there are particular criteria. So these two departments are not related to us, but we are how much we should know about this. And then CSR, the CSR is like corporate social responsibility. So every company invest a lot in these CSR activities. So we like I said, the social relations you maintain. So when you do these NSS activities, you do Gandharva, you do perceptions activities in the college. So it is more or less like this. So they come to us, we can join them, and we can do the different events, and then we get highlighted mostly here. Then we talk about the other departments. So firstly, I will talk about the engineering department mostly. So engineering is always divided into two criteria. One is product engineering, second is process engineering. So product engineering, you might be knowing it's that's the first thing we comes to our mind when we talk about this. So it has the design. So they work with the softwares like CATIA, AutoCAD, then NX and all these softwares. Then we have the CAE, CFD, FEA. These are simulation departments, mostly which works on the product side. Then innovation department. So every company is always creating some innovations. So innovation, patents, simulations, benchmark. So all this comes under the product design. So benchmark is really important. Benchmark is like, everyone is just take example of automotive segment. Everyone is manufacturing the vehicles. If Datsun doing manufacturing vehicle, Tata manufacturing vehicles, all are manufacturing vehicle, but there are only few that can sell. So if you say, okay, I want to buy a car in the range of 6 lakh, 7 lakh, which car comes first? It's okay, it's Maruti Wagoner or it's Hyundai i10. They set a benchmark. No one can beat them in this range. If you go to higher budget, you find, okay, this Kia Seltos has set the benchmark. So benchmark is always the work this engineering department do. They said, okay, we will produce a particular car, we'll design a car which will be like a benchmark in particular segment. And then the process is another side. So once we have the product, so design is ready, but it's now that design has to be printed on the paper, or it has to be printed in the reality. And that's where comes the process department. So this is the manufacturing department. So here mostly I works in the manufacturing. So we got the design and then we made it into the reality. So we speak about here mostly the manufacturing, the robots, the machineries, the weldings, the equipments, and everything. So this is nothing but a plant. Then we have the different launch team. We have experts people doing the jobs. We do also the patents in in manufacturing and all these. Then toolings and prototypes and all these. So all these departments, why for you it is important is that when you are going to join any company and when they ask you which are the field you are interested in, and if you blindly say, okay, sir, I'm interested in CATIA because that's what I did in engineering for 1 year and it's a good software. It shouldn't be like that. You should know how the company works. Okay. Then if I talk about the purchasing department, so you might be thinking, okay, purchasing looks like by name itself looks like it's not that attractive, but purchasing is a very, very huge department. Okay. So just take example, any automotive car has around 2,000 to 3,000 components in it. So if you take example of any Mahindra car, if they have 2,000, 3,000 components, out of which they hardly manufacture some hundreds in their own factory, and they procure this remaining 2,000-3,000 components from the suppliers. And when it comes to supplier, this team comes in picture. So they go to market, they ask, okay, we want to produce this wheel, we want to produce this alloy wheels, we want to produce this kind of the boners, if you want to produce like this, all these parts. And then they also have the money, they also have the technical knowledge of this and everything. So they deal with the equipment, they deal with the acquisition, commodity. So this purchasing, just imagine that you are in the car segment and you are in purchasing department, and suddenly the prices of steels are going like high, all-time high. They are going 20% high, 30% high. And car is mostly made up of out of the steel. So your commodity is going all-time high. So how you will control the price of that? How will make sure that my price will remain the same? How you will communicate with the supplier? How will make your inventory control? So this purchasing department is a very, very powerful department. They has money and they control lot of this. So just just for an example, if I am in a Faurecia, so we are a purchaser of, let's say, Volkswagen. So like I'm working for the Volkswagen program. So for Volkswagen, I'm a purchaser. And for me, some another companies, okay, let's say I'm just working with some Indian company, some in Chakan, that giving me the parts. So that is my purchaser. It's like a link, it's like a supply chain market. So this purchasing department, okay, it's a big department. And then the operations, when we say the operation, we call it as a plant. So I don't know if anyone of you have visited a particular plant. So when you go to plant, you will find all these different production lines producing, like just take example of the Bajaj. They produce one vehicle every 30 seconds or even less than that. That's how they produce the one bike 30 seconds, that fast. Even in our industry also, we produce every part 30-40 seconds. So this is how the speed goes. Manufacturing industry, the robots and all this comes here. Production control and logistics. So they control all the production, what is happening. They control how the inventory is managed. It's very important. Like the inventory comes in the morning and it gets consumed, it gets manufactured in the evening and part is out. That's how the manufacturing industry works. They just hardly have the inventory of 2-3 days. So it's not like that they want to produce 1,000 cars or 10,000 cars in a month. So I will take the 10,000 raw material part, keep it in my godown, forget it, because it will take like some hell of godown space. So it's not, these departments is like they are working every 1 minute. So every 10 minutes there is one part coming in and part going out. So this how this department come. Stores and inventory is very important. You produce the parts, where you put it in the storage systems and something. So when you talk about the space, you talk about the money. So it's not like, okay, I have 10,000 vehicles and I will manufacture 10,000 vehicles and I will keep it on the roads or everywhere. So more the space they required, more the money they want. So these are very, very important departments. Then the quality is the department which changed the world. Okay, this is what happens in the last decade. We will speak on this. So quality is, this FME analysis, for failure mode analysis, process failure mode analysis, Yasakawa diagram, and all these, the 8D reports. This is what we do, the reverse PFMEA analysis. So quality is what the last decade had changed everything. And then we come to the health and safety and maintenance and all these departments. So yeah, I think not to take much time, but all these department you can join as a GT, you can join when you are the new. So you need to know what the industry is. There is also a sales and program team. You can also join this team. So these are the team which sells your product to the customer. They go to market and say, okay, like our company goes to market and say, okay, Faurecia is the #1 company in the world in exhaust, in interiors, in seatings, and in electronics and in lighting. So our company basically works in the 5 domain. So we have exhaust business, we have automotive seating business, we have automotive interior business, all the dashboard and all this. And then we have the electronics business, automotive electronics, and then we have this lightning business, so all these headlights and lamps. So they go to market, say, okay, we are the best in the world, and sell. So selling is very, very difficult. But if you can also join in this department. So they also have the technical knowledge, because at the end you are not like go and sell anything. You should have the technical knowledge of all this. So very good and powerful department, this also. And at the end, like every company has the customer satisfaction, this voice of customer. You might be heard that okay, some company recall their 10,000 car, 15,000 cars. So they just found, okay, we are doing one thing wrong since last 2 months, and our product, our consumer get a wrong product, and then they recall all these vehicles and something. So these are the customer satisfaction. They just work on the customer satisfaction, that every customer should be happy with this. So this is just an overall brief of the company, how the company works. So you could go through this. I will share with you. So any department you could join. It's very interesting. This is a brief overview of this. And is it not going up? Are you with me till now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm just want to hide this. Okay, I will maybe cancel the full screen. Okay, so basically now we'll speak about the growth and diversity and intercultural in the industry. This is a very important aspect. Okay, so right now what we speak is generally how the industry looks like. So industry is vast. You see there are n number of departments, n number of opportunities, and n number of things you could join. But how you do the growth in industry, and how the diversity is there in industry, how the industry performs, and the same is applicable to you in the college life. Okay, so if you speak about the growth, I'm speaking about this chart. So growth is nothing but, okay, work in difficult conditions, manage technical work. Okay, so you work in difficult condition, you manage technical work, communicate with the customer. Very, very important point, communications. So till here you have the technical knowledge. From here you start communicating, you start transferring your knowledge. here you interest in the field. So you show the interest in your particular field. Okay, this is the field I want to work. This is something. And then the commitment and passion, ability to think critically and learning new tools and advancements. So, okay, though these are just words, but these play a very, very important role in your growth. So just imagine that you are in the college right now and you just apply these principles to your thing that, okay, I just want to be very perfect in particular subject. I want to be particular domain. I want to be very perfect. And then you start like this. Okay. So having a technical knowledge is very simple. I will not say it's that difficult. You could go and you could uh, uh, like you could go, you could read and you can make it. But how important is to transfer that your technical knowledge with your friends? You know, when I was in engineering, what we used to do, we used to work like, okay, we have like 6 subjects, and if you have the exams nearby, I used to study the 2 subjects, 2 chapters, not subject, maybe I will say 2 chapters, and my friend used to study 2 chapters, and later for 2 hours, like he was explaining me that this 2 chapters, and later I was explaining him. So we are doing the communication with customers. So this is when we say the communicate with the customers, it means you are telling something that you knows very precisely. So you study for 10 hours and then you need to show that, okay, this is what I studied, and you need to explain that to someone in 1 hour. So you need to be very, very careful here. So when we say about the communication, we speak about the body language. Okay, so communication is not always like just speaking in English and doing something. So I will always say, okay, if you don't have that much confidence in speaking in English, no worries. You can like तुम्ही मराठीत बोलू शकता, आप हिंदी में बोल सकते हो, it's okay, but you need to have that the confidence, okay, that I have something and I can explain it to something. I can explain it to someone. And then interest in the field. Interest is very, very important thing. Okay, without interest, it's just okay. You are going and attending lecture and you are fine. Okay, it's kind of boring and not. So there is no one will come to you and say, okay, please have interest in this field, and they know you said, okay, yeah, I just got the interest because you told me. Interest comes from inside. Okay, it's your thinking, it's your own. So interest comes from your inside. And the commitment and passion, again, it comes from inside. Okay, I have seen like when there was a this college events happening, the perception and something, some of my friends was very, very interested and committed. Okay, they were spending like 10 hours, 8 hours there on the grounds, and like and at the end when I asked, "Hey, why are you doing such things?" Okay, he said, okay, I'm interested in that. And this is really important in industry also. Ability to think critically. So this is your unique point. Okay, so everyone has something unique thing. So you say like, okay, I'm a fast learner, I'm very good at grasping, or I'm very good at something. So this is your ability to think critically, and this is something you need to like to develop yourself. And then learning new tools and advancements. So maybe like take example, if you're in third year, if you're in a BE, and if I ask you, okay, how many of you knows the FEA, how many of you know the CFD? Maybe if there are 100 students, 10 will say yes, other will say no. So unique things is on you. It's not like that you will get everything automatically. So learning is depends on you. So the same path is followed in the industry. So when I joined in 2015 the industries, I think I followed somehow these paths. I will not say 100%, but I say I follow at least 70-80%. And then I got growth. I got to change my 2 companies. I got good salaries at something. That's the very important thing. So the same way you should always think during the college life. Then you speak about the diversity. When you speak about the diversity generally comes with age, with gender, with race, ethnicity, religion, and everything. So what is happening in today's life? I will very clearly tell you that the manufacturing industries are going completely diversified now. In the last year, if my company recruited 100 people, out of which 70 to 80 were like are women, are the females. Because previously it was like generally people think that manufacturing industry is a male dominated industry. okay, it's hard to work, you need to work 24 hours, you need to work in different shifts, because manufacturing industry is really going through very challenging time. But they realize that, okay, if we have the diversified culture, we get the results. So right now, this is a good chance. If the females candidates are coming to are joining the new industry, they are getting a really good welcome, they are getting good training, they are getting a, a very good exposure, and they are developing. This is what you called with the diversity. Behavioral, okay, behavior is very important. This is what it depends on us. This is what we don't like. Our teacher will not teach us, but as a person, we should have this behavioral aspect with us. So different working and thinking style, different values, different beliefs. So this is our behavior. Structurals, business. So diversity is playing a key role in today's industry. Okay, so if you are currently as an engineer, if you are learning, I really want to think on this. So this is not a technical topic, this is more a management topic. This is more developing yourself. Okay, so what important is that you might be knowing that I think if you have seen this picture, like the Wolf of Wall Street, in that there was one scene where he said, okay, can you sell this pen to me? And the one person, okay, he sells it. So generally, you should have your unique selling point. So when you go to any interview, to any industry for interview or something, you should have something to tell to them that is very unique, very diverse, very good in the growth, that you could sell yourself to them and they say, okay, this is the right candidate. So, or you generally, what happens if you comes interview, we just study some technical things and we go there and sit, and they ask us 3 technical questions, we gave them perfectly. But imagine that they ask you some question regarding, okay, where do you see yourself after 3 years? What is your strength? What is your growth? Which, okay, maybe the company will say, okay, we joined you, you are joining as a GT, but which department you want to work? And then you come here and you see, okay, these are the departments. Okay, these are the departments. Why these departments? What's are everything in there? So very important to have a very diversified culture. Okay, and these are the results. So if you have very diverse backgrounds, diverse means also a different, like some female candidate have a different view, male candidate have a different view, someone from the urban living in city area has a different view, someone coming from the rural area has a different view, someone like every different origin. It's not like only a age or gender. So just imagine you are in industry, you are 20 years old or 21 years old, and there is a meeting. So there are people who are 40-50 years of old, and they ask something, okay, we are going through this situation, can someone suggest me a solution? And then you give a particular solution, though you are 20 years, they accept it. This is why the industry, there is no seniority in the industry. Okay, so at the start, even when the people called sir, there is no sir culture in the industry. No sir culture. So even I call my MD by Patrick. He's maybe 60 years old, but we called him by a name. And he also called us like with the same respect. So industry, okay, there are the hierarchy, but like for the different roles. It's not a dictatorship. This is not a boss culture. There is a leadership culture. Okay, so this is why this diversified is very important. And talking about the intercultural is very important things happening for the India. Why? Just take example that every big company has their tech center in India right now. So Faurecia is from the France, they have tech center in India. Mercedes have their tech center in India. Bosch, you go to Bosch, the number 1 tier 1 company, they have their tech center in India. Faurecia is number 5 in the world. Then you go to Escape, you go to Thermax, you go to L&T, you go to any company if you think they have their tech center in India. So what this tech center do? So I also work at the tech center. So tech center sitting here in India, we work for, like I'm working for a European company. So I'm working for Volkswagen in Europe. I'm working for Hyundai Kia in Europe. So this is called as the intercultural. So when sitting here, when I speak with the other my colleagues who are German, who are French, who are from Slovakia, who are from the Czech Republic or from the Americas, from this region, we need to have the intercultural approach. We need to learn this, okay, how these people do, what they think, because their lifestyle is different. German people are very, they speak less, they are technology oriented. So they are like the different people. If you speak with the Korean people, when I work with the Hyundai Kia, I work with the Korean people. They are very to the point, very hardworking people and very to the point. So they don't even like the jokes we create. They just, okay, we shall do it and like that. So if you go to the German people, sometimes they will smile with you, they will work with you. So this is very important with the interculture. And in college life, this is what I said, that when you speak with your seniors, when you speak with your teachers, when you speak with your other other department people, so at least we need to have this intercultural approach. And also it would be good if you learn some language, maybe German, Japanese, French. It's good because it will always give you the boost. And that's why I always feel, okay, I didn't learn German, but now I'm trying to do that. So intercultural is like sitting in India or from here India working for the global. And that is what happening in the India, because India is the youngest country of the engineers. So every company is coming to India and say, okay, we will do our tech center, we'll start our plant in India, like even Tesla and all these are coming to India, because we are a country with a young of engineers and we are with the huge talents. And then we need to have this intercultural approach. You can see these small images, like this is the speaker who is speaking, these are listening, this is how he communicates. They are working, like here they are working on this PC talking with someone, but this is how they show their intercultural. They okay, they are here, they are just discuss two different male female, they are discussing some things. So this is what we call with the intercultural approach. Okay, so till here, I hope you understood what I want to convey. So I just give you the brief of manufacturing industry, how the growth is there in the industry, how the diversity goes and how this goes. So growth, I told, it's very simple. You learn the things, you do the things, and then you transfer the things to your juniors or maybe the newcomers. And more you transfer to your juniors, more above you go. It's very simple, like that. Okay, so yeah, Dipti, I'm with you with me, right?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, good. And then we'll just talk about the challenges for the freshers in industry. So it's just output of what we talked right now. Number one is competition. So currently what we are going through a huge competitions right now. So I will say at VIIT, you are quite fortunate, because this last year, like there are few my friends who are in just in first and second year, and they just asked me for help to fill this engineering forms for the colleges and something. And after many years, I did then the research, which are the best colleges and how are the things happening and all this. And then I find, okay, the VIIT has changed a lot. Okay, this college started in 2002. I think mechanical branch was started in 2008. We were there in 2011. We passed out in 2015, though we got a good job from here. And now if we see how the college has changed, it has changed dramatically. I will tell you, there were many colleges in the Pune. I will not take the name, but if you take any college in the name which were at the level of VIIT, but from where the VIIT has gone, even by just looking at the other things, it's really important that you are really in the good college, and that I can definitely bet you, if you compare to any college, you are in one of the top 5 college in the Pune, I could say. So it's one of the best college. They gives you the opportunity, and I will say when you will get opportunity, the campus opportunity, try to build all these management skill, technical skill, and try to grab these. So if you will overcome this competition. If not, then if you come to the open market, and after B, if you come to open market, and then if you try to find a job, it's not easy. It's very difficult. It's a huge market. The lakhs and lakhs of engineers are coming and they are asking for the job. It's very difficult. Getting job ready is okay. Like I said, technical knowledge. Technical knowledge doesn't mean that you know all the 40 subjects by heart. No, but when someone recalls you particular subject, you should get understand. Okay, He asked me something about rack, and I know this refrigeration, air conditioning. I know that. I go, I open the book, I read it, I come back next day, and okay, I can answer. This is your technical knowledge. Skills, you need to have very, very unique skills. So maybe you know some good language, you are good at some drafting, you are good at AutoCAD, you are good at something, you are good at equations or something, but anything, the skills are always best. And then the communication and the management. Communication, like I said, here people fails. So when you go to interview, you crack technical, you crack skills very, very easily. And then comes HR in the picture, and HR says, okay, we'll ask you something on the communications. What do you see? Why do you want to join our company? Where do you see yourself? What can you do for others? What can you do for yourself? What can you do for the company? And then we just get blanks because we never speak on the communication and management. So communication is very, very important. So I will say, okay, English is I will say not the must, but it is important. But at the same time, you could develop your communication skill in your own language. You could use Marathi, Hindi, or whatever language you have. Communication is just be confident. Whatever, like imagine that you studied for 4 years and you gave interview for 30 minutes. So whatever you learned in the 4 years, you need to give your the best possible image in 30 minutes, that the next person will say, okay, he is the candidate we want. Okay, so technically you can do, let's say 30-40%, but your body language, the way you speak, the way you communicate with them is really important for you. And then we'll speak about the performance and accountability. Once you, so this is after you join the industry always, private industries always work with performance and accountability. You have seen the companies, if you are dull on the performance, if you are not accountable, it means you it's more like ownership. You will not survive in the private industry. You can survive in the government sectors with this, because they don't care about performance. They are getting their fixed pay, like sixth pay, seventh pay, eighth pay. This is not like that in industry will say, okay, you didn't do well, we are cutting down your salary 10%, or just go and find another job. So private industries, that's why they are the best in the world, because they always works with the performance. So this is the nature you should always have. And being a team player, so I always say individual, you have a lot of knowledge, but if you are a team player, if you transfer your knowledge to the team, if you are good in building the team, you grow up high. And then your aspiration. So this is very, very important for you. The reason I put it in the challenges, like some people joined some joined the industry and they find, okay, this is not the field I want to work. I want to work in the design, but I'm working in manufacturing, I'm working in production, I'm working in some MIDC, small company. So have your aspirations very clear. And when I say about the aspiration, I'm talking about here your vision and mission. Okay, so मतलब होतं की स्टार्टला आपण म्हणतो की जाऊ दे, पैसे नाही आहेत, पगार कमी असेल, पण शिकायला खूप जास्त आहे, लाईक दॅट. पण मग ते नंतर असं वाटतं की नाही नाही नाही, काय करायचं, फक्त शिकून पैसाच नाही. तर म्हणजे होतं कधी असं सुद्धा. सो ऍट द एंड आय विल नॉट से मनी इज दॅट इम्पॉर्टंट, बट मनी इज टू इम्पॉर्टंट, दॅट यू विल रिअलाइज वन डे. So this all whatever we do is the ultimate aim is to have a peace. And in these days money can buy peace. You will say, okay, what I'm telling is not right, but this is the hardcore reality of the life. You see the rates in the Pune, how the city is developing, how the things, this, if you want to just, you want to purchase a 1 or 2 BHK flat, it is costing you 60, 70, 80 lakhs in outside Pune area. In Pune, it's forgot, it's more than 1 crore, 2 crore, like that. So that's why you have very clear aspirations of yourself. You have very clear vision with yourself. So technical, management, performance, be a team player, and all these you will learn in your college life if you participate in the different events. Okay, so that is clear. Then we'll speak on the next things. So these are mostly the trends and opportunities. I will say the topic of what are the trends are there in industry right now. What should be your key learning in this key focus in this 4 area. So first is Make in India. Make in India is really, really important. And there is a reason why Make in India. One thing in the manufacturing industry is very clear, that you can't sell in India having product exported from outside the India, especially in the manufacturing, especially in the automotive industry. So that's why the Make in India initiative is taking place. Everyone wants to do the manufacturing in India and then sell in India. And this is where a Ford company fails. If you see the Ford in India, they they never like they said, okay, we have the best global benchmark, we have the one of the best engine in the world. Yes, they do have one of the best engine in the world, but whatever the car they make with that engine and their components, it becomes too much costly that okay, the Suzuki and Hyundai comes and they say, okay, you see, our cost is much cheaper, on mileage it is much good. And okay, so this Make in India initiative, what the Suzuki has done, Suzuki has developed like thousands and 10,000s of supplier in India. So that's what Hyundai also did. That's what Ford tried to did, but they failed. Just example here, Hyundai i10 is just made for India. Suzuki Alto, then they are just made for India. You go to many things, they just made some cars for India only, and that's what they are going. So Make in India is like challenge. So previously the electronics market was completely dependent on the China. Now the electronics market is coming in India. Some companies are taking the initiative. You see also in the 5G. So though it's not our mechanical field, but somehow it is related to us. UI was dominating the world for decades. Then everyone stopped UI, and then Indian companies starts manufacturing. The companies like Tejas, HFCL, all these companies, the Indian companies started, and then they are also going the whole world. So Make in India is the biggest trend in the manufacturing. Government is also giving a very good initiative. They are putting a upfront money. So this is the one initiative. Second initiative is Industry 4.0, which it starts just 2-3 years back, or I will say 3-4 years back. So it is for you. So I'm not from Industry 4.0 when my engineering is done. So you know, the Industry 1.0 is nothing but just mechanics. So the steam engine is the example of Industry 1.0, that they found, okay, if you give input 10, we can get output 100. So this is the Industry 1. Industry 2 is mass manufacturing. So one engineer went to some butcher shop, and he find, okay, they are hanging the animals by hook, and then they are doing some cuttings, like all this of the flesh taking out of them. And then he implemented the same in the industry. So he said, okay, I will put all the cars and whatever I need to manufacture by hanger, and I will do one operator will do the one operation. It will go to next station, next station, next station. At the end, we'll get the final product. And this is what, when I said that Bajaj is manufacturing every vehicle 30 seconds, this is the Industry 2.0. So every operator is just working 30 seconds. Okay, I just want to fit the wheel. I am fitting wheel. Okay, I'm done. Next operator is fitting rear wheel. Okay, I'm done. Next one is fitting just the seat. Someone is fitting just the racers and all this. So all this, they decided that every machine will work on vehicle just for 30 seconds and it will go ahead. That's how you go to Industry 2.0. Industry 3.0, this is the computer generation where this computer started, and we started working on this NC, CNC codes and machines, all this. Industry 4.0 is for you. It started recently. It is IoT, it is Internet of Things, it is connectivity. Okay, so you know this everything. Like suppose if you are doing a welding, previously after welding, welding is very important. Like if you do the welding, we need to do the cut of weld, and then we need to check what is happening, how its weld quality is good. Right now they put the cameras itself in the welding torch. So IR cameras, infrared cameras, they are checking everything with this infrared cameras. So this is how the Industry 4.0 so Industry 4.0 is like connectivity, Internet of Things. They have put the sensors everywhere. So they're just sitting at one place. They know what is the problem, what is happening in this. So this is for you, very important. Industry 4.0. Digitalization and automation, it's nothing but the robots coming in picture. Digitalization is like everything getting digital. Firstly, like people used to, even it's that digital, like even the corporate, the municipal corporation are controlling their the water flow by this digitalization. They are sitting in one room and checking, okay, just open this wall will open, this will open. So this digitalization and automation is the next trend here. Green energy and carbon footprint. So green energy is now a key. Everyone wants to go to the green energy. And then the carbon footprint, the such a pollution is happening that people saying, okay, stop the diesel vehicles, stop the petrol vehicles, start the electric vehicles. Government is saying, okay, go to electrical vehicles, just uh, produce electrical vehicles, all this. Even the someone are saying, okay, go to hydrogen fuel cells and produce vehicles on that. So Foresha is also in this. So our company is also going to this, the green energy and this, because everyone think that we are doing too much population, the greenhouse effects, the global warming is happening, and every world want to change this. So this is where the trend is setting now. Supply chain network, you might be heard that if you want to book a car, it will take 7-8 months right now. Why? There is a semiconductor shortage. And from where it comes from the supply chain network. So the world was depends on the Taiwan. Taiwan was the doing Taiwan and China. They are producing the semiconductors. And suddenly there is some problem. There is some political situation goes wrong. There is manufacturing issues going on, and that's it. Whole world is facing the supply chain network. So resilient supply chain network, that's what I said. That's what Ford didn't do. Ford never made their resilient supply chain worker. General Motor didn't made, but that's what Suzuki made. That's what Tata made. That's what others made, and they are surviving in the India. Innovation and sustainable technologies. So innovations are always the new things, but always make sure that your innovation are sustainable. It will go long. Okay, it's not like your innovation comes and go. Your innovation should come and it should sustain for the long time. So these are the trends. And then the centralized communications. You will say, is it really a trend? But this is what the COVID-19 teaches. So I'm working from home since last 2 years. I'm sitting at my home, at my village area, and I'm working for the Europe and all this region. So communication has become a very important. Right now, like we are all at different location, but communication, we are talking about the communication. And when we say the centralized communication, it's mean I work for 16-18 hours. I work for the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then in one meeting of 30 minutes, 1 hour, I explain everything to my colleagues. That's my key. That's my like the power of explaining. That is what we call with the centralized uh, communications. Okay, so these are the trends. You could see these small pictures, but it gives you a perfect idea that, okay, you see this, the industry is at hand. This industry is working with, you see the symbols. We are getting automated symbols from here. Everything is happening on the computer. Robots are coming in the picture. Green energy, you see the solars here, this here. So all this is happening. Supply chain network, you see this image of this truck. So everything, these are the transformation drives for you. So when I will share this presentation with you, go through it, then like Make in India, Industry 4.0, Google it, search it, you will find the different things and try to learn this. So when you go to interview or something in the next 1 year, 2 year, these are the things you should share, because these are my skills. I worked on these areas. Okay, so these are the transformation drivers, and these are just example, more or less the same. What are happening sector wise trends? So on the general, there is artificial intelligence and machine learning that is coming in every industry. So artificial intelligence is nothing but the neuro system, the same we have. We get input, our body reacts automatically because our brain has that power to analyze what is happening. Okay, I see the tiger in front, I start running because my brain gives me commands. So same is artificial intelligence. You store a whole lot of logics in one brain, in neuron system, and then you give input, and then it start creating its own logic. But it's not like for our generation, it's for your generation. I will say I'm just I've passed out in 2015, so maybe I'm one generation back to you, but it's your generation starting with artificial intelligence. Machine learning is nothing what you have seen at the Tokyo Olympic, when the Japan shows extremely good show of these drones creating the pictures. It's machine learning. They teach the robot to go in the particular position and project this. B2B to B2C, the business to business is now changing to business to customers. This is the trend. So previously company used to do advertisement through some third party. Now company coming directly into the market. That's what you called with that Cars 24. Previously they were like the dealers were there, B2B. Now B2C. Cars 24 is coming directly to you, giving the vehicles you in 1 day, 2 day. Internet of things, mobile robotics and collaborative robots. So cobots. Previously people say, okay, use robots, but now the cobot. So cobot is someone who works with the human interface. So he works with the human. So this is This is happening in the general predictive maintenance. So before some machine goes shut down, we should understand that, okay, uh, this machine is going down, and we should have this maintenance. So imagine this in some oil refinery. So you have one crane, like I was in Konecranes, we used to procure more, make that crane. You have one crane and it is getting stopped, okay, and the oil is continuously coming in, and then all your supply chain stopped because your machine stopped working and you don't know like how to take this. So 1 hour, it is costing like 10 crore and 20 crore just for 1 hour. And then they come to Konecranes and say, okay, no, give us some idea, and that you will predict it before the breakdown happening. Konecranes divided some sensors, put there, put logic, and they said, okay, give me 1 crore rupees for 1 month, we will do it for you. They said, okay, no issues, and that's how they generate the business. Automotive sector, you are knowing electric vehicles coming in picture. Foresha is also, we are also in this. Autonomous vehicle, we are also in this. Driverless vehicle, shared mobility, it's nothing but Ola, Uber, and all this, but it's playing a huge role. You see, this Ola, Uber cars are not like a normal cars. They have the safety functions, they have the something locations function, different functions. So shared mobility is again a technology. Connectivity, the cars is connected everything. You can watch everything, you can watch TV, you can watch media, you can watch something. So you are connected to globally to the automotive. Clean mobility, like I said, everyone wants to be CO2 neutral, no one wants the pollution. Hydrogen fuel cell is option to the battery electric vehicle. Electric vehicle can be implemented in cars but not in the containers, the trucks, the big vehicles. So hydrogen fuel cell is there. Additive manufacturing, 3D printing, very, very big field, playing a very big role. Yeah, this is also interesting for you. You should go through this, what is happening. Previously, there was subtractive manufacturing. It means we used to have like big rod and then used to the machining on that and then make some parts. This is the subtractive, like we were subtracting the material. This is additive, we are just adding it, starting from base. 3D printing, but it has some also the cons, that the strains, and this is not that much. So when you have very complex structure with 3D printing, not possible. But imagine the household products, all the household products, the simple products, our plastic products. Amazing, this technology is changing the world now. And then energy and power, it's simple, the green energy, solar and wind. So when we were like child, I think in fifth, sixth standard, we know solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, saur urja, saur urja, tidal urja, like that. Okay, so we know this green energy. Okay, but right now they are here, they are at their best time in the world. Everyone wants to go, every company, even my company has completely installed a solar, then self-generating. So we are put the solar, we are generating our self energy and we are utilizing it. We are not dependent on anyone. Energy storage, right now, like every day lots of energy got wasted because there is no storage. And this was the Tesla, you go to Tesla website and check how they are storing the energies. Infrastructure, this is required when you say, okay, I will have the electrical vehicles and all this. So you need to have the infrastructure, you need to have the digitalization. Then the commodity, when I say the commodity, we talk about the oil, you talk about the oil, metals, and all this commodity market. There is a price war is going on right now. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, this OPEC price war. Why, the reason why the petrol and diesel prices are going 100, more than 100 and 110, 11. There is a price war is going on between these companies. Some America trying to claim their positions, United Arab trying to claiming their positions. So this is a trend. Someone will become somehow the best in this. Okay, India don't have that capability because we don't have that much petroleum productions, but that's why we are suffering. Population growth, increase in competition, climate impact. So climate is affecting. People are saying avoid diesel, avoid petrol, all this. So sector wise, these are very few trends I just put it, but there are many trends. So with these, maybe I'm just finished with this. So at the end, what I wanted to convey to you is that in your engineering, just be very, very clear, wise and careful with the selection of your choices. Things on these transformation drivers for the futures, work on this. And if you really want to come, in the private industry, I always said, okay, you have this industry, everyone is best. But if you really come to in the core manufacturing industry, and I no doubt, I'm sure that 80% of people you come in this industry, and then you need to first understand the industry. Big industry. Industry is not like just the CAD and CATIA and AutoCAD. No, it's way beyond. There was what changed. Why Toyota is the number one in the world? There is a reason. That this is what the Toyota did. You see, you will see this is not technical. You will say, okay, this is sounding like some bullshit. Customer satisfaction, continuous improvement, just in time, Kanban. You might be knowing this in the production technology subject. Takt time, continuous flow, single minute exchange of die, 5 years, this sort and all this, TPM, total productive maintenance, plan do check, value stream mapping, Kaizen, standardized work. So this is what a Toyota teach the world. They put this in their manufacturing operations, and then they become the number one in the eliminating the waste and maximize the value. And that's why they become the number one times. And that's where the Ford never understand this, General Motor never understand this, and one of the biggest company of world time failed later on. So these are not technical tools, these are more managerial tool. Okay, so industry works with all these aspects. So you need to get in understand with all these, then focus on your growth, have the same plan in your diversity, have a speak up culture, speak with your colleagues, your counterparts, social rights, everything. Intercultural, try to get intercultural approach, check on your challenges you have, the transformation, and then the sector-wise opportunities. Okay, so with these, I'm done. And yeah, though you can't speak, but I'm thankful to you to listening to me.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for giving such a beautiful information. This information will be useful to the students, and the students will take full advantage of it. Now the time of question and answer session. If anyone has any queries about session, you can put in chat box. Waiting for 10 minutes for students' questions. Okay, we had question from Mansi Rati. What are the basic things should we learn for freshers to get good package?
Okay, so to get the good package, so special thing, like I said, you need to work on this technical communication management, everything. Like I said, technical knowledge everyone of you has. Okay, you could study overnight and you could gain this technical knowledge for the interview. But the communication management, the way you explain yourself, is something that you cannot learn over a period of night. Okay, the way you go, where you speak with your interviewer and something, then you show your interest, and then you show, okay, I am the candidate. I am the candidate who has this potential. So it is more a techno management, I will say. Okay, and this will you get when you engage yourself in the more and more activities in the college. And regarding the package, it depends on company to company, but I will tell you, first the first year, go for the good company, and then you will get a good package automatically. For example, just take example of Mahindra. When Mahindra comes to VIIT that time, they give just 2.5 lakhs, nothing. But within 1 or 2 years, they give 6, 7, 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs to package to people. They just increase it. So go through these, what are the transformation, which companies are in these fields, and then select the companies. Okay, so package, okay, package depends on company, but you could really make a difference with your this techno management skill.
Yeah, thank you.
Industrial engineering, like what are the important factor skills we need mainly in the US?
Yeah.
Okay, so industrial engineering. So industrial engineering is nothing but here. So industrial engineering is nothing but a launch. It's launching some program. So industrial team works at the plant level. So generally they are in the manufacturing. So they are not a person who does the production. Okay, but they are the person who set the production. Okay, they said, okay, we need 3 lines to manufacture this this car. We need this like three lines to manufacture the cars. We need this much operators there. We need this much cycle time there. We need this much work content. We need this should be our robot. This should be our maintenance strategy and something. So industrial engineering is mostly a co-function which describes manufacturing or production process mostly. And with respect to your question, so skill is nothing but industrial person should have a very good knowledge of manufacturing engineering. And this is nothing but this. If you go to any industrial engineer, ask him what is JIT, he will say just in time. 5S, Ganba, 3M, West, he knows. So this is their pillar. So I will say if you want to go to industrial engineering, you can search with the lean manufacturing. So this is more or less a lean manufacturing with the industrial engineering. Okay. This visual management, losses, 5UI, Ganba, SMED. So this is what industrial engineer do. Single minute exchange of dies. It means he just break down every process to the 1 minute. This is what SMED. Okay, someone comes to some industrial engineer, say, okay, this is taking 1 hour. Then he goes record a video and then split it like, okay, this is 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, then 2 minutes into the 30 seconds, 30 seconds into the 10 seconds. And then he says, okay, these 6 seconds are useless, these 2 seconds are useless. And then he changed 1 hour time into 30 minutes. He's just like doing the operations like that. Okay, how can we get a target for non-core jobs? So non-core jobs is mostly when I speak about the IT companies, very easy, I will say. IT company can train you, because what is the raw material for the core industries? Like for us, raw material is the steel, the plastics and all these. For IT company, raw material is the people. Okay, so non-core job, you just go, you show some management skills. Okay, I'm very good at speaking. I can have very good leadership quality. You will get a job easily. That's why in my batch also many people got selected in the Accenture and Infosys. Even I also got selected, but I wanted to be in the core field. So non-core field is if you want to go in the non-core field, you need to have very good management skill, especially when in speaking, in presenting yourself. Yeah. It's just example I can give you. Though we are a mechanical engineer, if you go to any car manufacturer or some car company or some car dealer, उधर मतलब एक रहता है कोई तो just जिसने BA BCom किया हुआ रहता है, white cup वैसा white shirts and black pant, and then he will sell you the vehicle. He is not technically smart, but he will sell you the vehicle. वो बताएगा कि नहीं सर ये कार अच्छा है, this is the car. This is called a non-core job. Non-core job में first impression is the last impression. It's like that if you're not in that field. Then what do industries expect from us? How can we get skills required? Yeah, so industries expect from you is that you are ready for the future. Okay, so that's what I said here with Industry 4.0. So Industry 4.0 started in your generation. So if you go to some plant manager or some manufacturing manager of Tata, और उसको if he is working in 20 years, उसको industry 4.0 बोलेंगे, if you said industry 4.0, he will say, oh no, this is not my topic. But if you go to him and say, sir, I am the person who knows industry 4.0, I know what is the connectivity, what is IoT, what is machine learning, then he will say, okay, you are the person who can take my journey from here. Okay, so you just check on the transformation, what is happening. The old people, even I don't know anything about industry 4.0, to be honest, because it comes in 2017 and 18. So you should be ready with this. You should learn this in 4 years, and then you can sell yourself with within this. And getting a skill, like I always said, getting skill. Okay, skills you can always learn. Skill is something. It's not like you just get in the engineering and then okay, finish. You will not get the skill. Skill is continuous learning process. But what really important for you is to be a team player, to have the good communication, to have the good management skills with you. Okay, so skills always get like, that's what I said. You work, you just study for 4 years, and you need to present yourself in 20 minutes interview round. And they ask you the question, what are your strengths? why do you want to join us? And then you say, okay, I want to join you because the industry is going with the industry 4.0, and what I have some good skills with the IoT. I have done the projects with the IoT. I have done this. And when you will select your BE projects, when you select your seminar projects, things of this transformation, just don't go with the whatever there in the reality. So if you go and say, okay, I will prepare some screwdriver mechanism, I will say, okay, it is there, the world knows the screwdriver mechanism, forget it. Or if you say, okay, I will prepare something, I will prepare a car, okay, okay, it's good, but it's not okay, it's challenging, but it's not important, or it's not giving you the edge. So if you say, okay, I prepared a car which has some sensors and it just detects the person sits in and then it gives some commands, okay, it's an interesting. So don't go with the thing which are currently already existing. Okay, go with the things which are coming. Existing things you will very find interesting. Okay, if you do some chota sa boiler, if you made some boiler, or if you made some this, you say, okay, I made a very good thing. But industry bolenge, okay, we know this, this is not a new thing for us. What you have the new. Okay, so wo ki just matlab the car getting like किसी बाइक को completely dismantle करके assemble करना fitter कर सकता है. And if you do this as an engineering project, you say कितना difficult था, कितना screws था, वो बोलेगा ठीक है, good, but this is not your selling point. So you should have very specific selling point with yourself. Okay, so with these I need to join one another meeting. You know, like I'm going to join one in 2 minutes, one meeting where I'm going to sell 3 million euros to my customers in just 30-40 minutes. I prepared. So this is how I said the industry works. So you go, you show some skills. So I worked almost 1 month on that, and in next 1 hour, maybe you could see I just have this meeting right now. So in next 1 month, I'm going to sorry, in next 1 hour, I'm going to just do this, sell all this to this. So this is how the industry works. Industry is nothing but have the skills, adopt it, and be a presentable. If you are not a presentable, it's very hard to survive you. You should know, and this is what I also miss in the engineering. And your generation is a very different generation. It's like you will have a better knowledge than me because you are from the industry 4.0. The some engineers which will be getting passed out in next 5 years, they will be having the more knowledge than you. So competition is building. It's a race. It's kind of a race in the private industry. So you need to get adopt, and you need to be way ahead, or the other people will come and overtake you. It's like that. Okay. So on that note, I say a very special thank you to my great college. I'm very much proud to be alumni of this college, and I think you all we will be also very proud when you will be passed out all this. So with this note, we can connect on LinkedIn if required. You can find me on the LinkedIn and something, and I will share this with this presentation with the hosts, and maybe then later on you can give it to the students. Okay. Okay.
Thank you for answering all the questions. With this, we come to the end of our amazing session that we had today. I'm truly grateful for you, Vishal sir, for giving us your precious time. Also, thank you, Spark team, for arranging that beautiful session. Nextly, a whole thanks to our audience for making this session interactive and even more special. Now, I'm glad to announce that this session is over. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, then. Thank you and nice day. Bye. See ya. Ciao.
Bye. Now, just to send this PPT with me.